Hi, this is Jim, and this is Call to Battle. Well, I saw something I had a talk on it. Man, this got my attention. Something I'm noticing in the world today is they're trying to define what a man is, or show what a real man is. It's funny, we're getting it from two different areas now. One is there's women or feminists trying to tell us what a man is, and I'm sorry, women, you cannot tell a man what a man is. It's like a man trying to tell a woman what a woman is. Now we have this other one, which I want to talk about, is what we call from the red pill community. Now, red pill, if you're not familiar with it, comes from the movie Matrix, where Neo, the main character, the world is in, people are living in what's not reality. And Neo is pulled out of it and told, if you take this blue pill, you go back into living the world that's not real, or you can take this red pill and you'll see the world for what it really is. And he takes the red pill and sees the world for what it is. Red pill is this community that's telling us what it's really like to be a man, what the world's like to be a man. Now, there's a bunch of things that they say I agree with, man, but there's some stuff that's really wacky and out there. And so I was listening to it this week. Is from a group called Fresh and Fit. They're a group that does red pill. And one of the guys who's been part of this group is to start pushing back. It's amazing to see him change. But that's what caught my attention, is one of these main guys is now disagreeing. And their definition of a man, or what a man is that, they call it a high value man. Like their definition of a high value man is a man that makes a lot of money. And what they've added onto it, another definition of a high value man is that he networks really well, which is fine. And the other part is like he's not going to start a family. They're actually saying that if you're in your 20s, if you're a man in your 20s, you want to be a high value man, get a vasectomy. I'm like, what? And look, you can reverse it later. That always doesn't work. Basically, they're not valuing family. These guys say, oh yeah, we value family, but don't start a family. And I'm like, really? Don't start a family. That's valuing a family. And the reason they don't want this, now they talk about being a power player, being strong, which is funny, but then they make this comment. Part of their comment is they're like, don't get married, because if you get married, they say 50% of the marriages end in divorce. 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by the woman. So there's a good chance that if you get married, you end in divorce, and she gets 50% of all your stuff. And he says, so they're not going to get married. And I had to laugh at that. Here's why. Here's what I don't get. To actually become what they call high value man, make a lot of money, you're going to have to take risks. And you're probably going to have to take considerable risks to be as successful as they're talking about. You may lose everything you have, but it's worth it. But they tell you not to get married out of fear. She might divorce you. That's right, fear. What a way. They're defining a man as a man who lives by fear when it comes to relationship. Don't start a family. Basically, the only thing that's important is you. Make as much money, get all the stuff you want, sleep around, but don't do a family. Don't get married. And one of the reasons, fear. I'm like, I'm sorry. That's not a man. Fear. Oh my goodness. Matter of fact, they're also saying you got to be careful with this, and you should have vasectomies and stuff, because men don't have self-control. You can't trust it, so don't do that. And then, of course, that brought me to this verse. God gave us a spirit, not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. God will give us self-control. We can have it. It can be there, but for these guys, it's not going to happen, so you won't do it, so go get the vasectomy. I'm like, okay, get that, because you're afraid you might start a family, because you shouldn't start a family, because the woman can take half of everything you are. So live a life of fear. You got to be kidding me. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's not a man. I love the story of Joshua. If you don't know the story of Joshua actually became the leader of Israel. After Moses died, Joshua took over. And in the first chapter of Joshua, like God says, I think it's 5 times, I could be wrong. He tells Joshua, be strong and courageous, be strong and courageous, be strong and courageous. Not fearful. Because Joshua's about to take on some very big enemies where it looks like he should lose. He's overwhelmed. It's going to be more than his army can take. But God says, be strong and courageous. We are called to be strong and courageous. The only thing we are to fear is God. That's it. We should fear not listening to God because things don't go as well. But these guys, you're supposed to be, don't get married because she might divorce you. Yeah, be afraid. They can't even see the value of marriage. They can't see the beauty of marriage. I mean, I guess one guy even said, well, I came from two-parent household. I value, family because I wouldn't be who I am without my parents. I'm like, you're talking about your parents stayed together and it's a good thing for you, but you're not going to do it. Oh my goodness. I've been married to my wife for 37 years. The joke is I've been married for 37 years. Yes, to one woman. Because people can't believe you can be married that long. And I have 3 sons, and man, my highlight of my life, like when I die, it's not like, hey, what do you want to remember about Jim? My job, being a pastor, writing my books, doing podcasts. No. The thing I've done well in this life, I mean, look at my family. Well, the topic is me that I've served God, that I love my Lord and my Savior. No, my wife, my children. I can't tell you how much joy my children bring to me. I mean, I think what I would have missed out on if I was afraid to get married because I may lose half my stuff. It's stuff. You understand? It's stuff. Cars, houses, all that stuff. It's stuff. But a relationship, a good relationship with a good woman, that's an amazing thing. And God designed us to marry. God created marriage. He gave it to us and gave us the ability to have children. That is from God. And it is a good thing. Man, he looked at marriage. God said, man looked at man and woman. He said, this is very good, very good. And these red pill guys, only thing they see as very good is themselves making a lot of money and being a high value man. If that's what the definition of high value man is, I don't want it. I tell you, I'll give you a better definition. My very favorite definition of a man, I get it from the book Raising a Modern Day Knight. A man rejects passivity, accepts responsibility, leads courageously, expects the greater reward, God's reward. That's a man. That's a high value man. I'll go over that another time. But man, these red pill guys, men, don't be listening to them. They don't know what to talk about. What's also interesting about those groups is they're always talking about relationships and men and women. I don't think any of them are in a healthy relationship. I don't know if any of them have ever been in a healthy relationship. I mean, I've watched a bunch of these. Very rarely do they have people on who've been in healthy relationships, who, like myself, I've been married 37 years, I've been married 25 years or 30 years, who speak how great marriage is. I don't know if they know anyone. But let me tell you, God's definition of what a man is great. Even the leading part, men lead. God designed us to lead. And think about it. People can argue it all they want, but think about it in relationships. Who initiates the date? Men. They ask the woman out. She says yes or no, but he leads. He asks out. Then he picks a place to go. When it comes time for marriage, who proposes? The man proposes. He's leading the whole way along. God designed us that way. And it's a good thing. Well, I just hit that. That just hit me this week. I mean, made me laugh. Maybe a little sad, too, that these guys have thousands and thousands of followers who may think this is a good thing to do. No, being afraid to get married. Oh, my goodness. That high value man is just the money, serving self, not valuing family, not having a family. Wow. What you'll miss out on. What you'll miss out on. God designed it the best way, And so I just want to share that with you. There'll be more to come, but hope you're going to have a good week, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless.